Hey guys, welcome back. So there's a core concept you've absolutely got to grasp if you want to understand how entrepreneurs look at the world. It's this idea of active versus passive income, and honestly, it's a game changer. It's all about moving beyond just trading your time for a paycheck.
And you know, this quote from Harvard Business School just nails it. Entrepreneurship isn't about starting with a bunch of cash. It's a mindset. It's about seeing opportunities everywhere and having the creativity to go after them, even if you feel like you're starting from scratch.
Okay, here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about why an entrepreneur is more than just a freelancer. Then we'll break down the two ways to earn money. After that, we'll get into the entrepreneur's equation, look at how to build passive income, and finally, see how this mindset can be applied to pretty much any goal. Let's dive in.
All right, first things first, let's clear something up. Being an entrepreneur is not the same thing as being a freelancer or a consultant. And trust me, understanding this difference is the key to everything else we're about to talk about.
So think about it like this. A freelancer sells their time. A client asks for something, you do it, you get paid. Simple. Your income is directly, one-to-one, tied to the hours you work. But an entrepreneur, they build a system, a value-creating vehicle that can run without them having to be there every second. They're not just doing the work, they are building the machine that does the work.
And that very distinction, the difference between doing and building, brings us to a really fundamental idea. Once you get this, it will totally change how you think about making money.
Which leads to this question, right? For most of us, especially if you've had a job your whole life, this seems impossible. If you don't show up, you don't get paid. Well, it turns out that's only one side of the story.
So the first way to earn is active income. This is what we all know. It's your salary, it's a consulting fee, it's that payment for a one-off project. It's income that depends completely on you showing up and putting in the effort. You are literally trading your finite time for money. And then there's the other way, passive income. This is the complete opposite. It's money that you make whether or not you're doing any extra work at that moment. It's the money that your systems, your investments, your business earn for you.
So look, here's the critical difference. Active income is work, then get paid. Passive income is build a system first, and then the system earns for you. For example, if you invest in a stock and it goes up, you made money, but you didn't physically do anything to push that price up. Your asset, your system, did the work. Your money is no longer dependent on your time.
Now, entrepreneurs don't just know about this difference. They build their entire strategy around a single guiding equation. This is their formula for building not just wealth, but real freedom.
Here's the goal. An entrepreneur wants to build a really high ratio of passive to active income. The whole point is to create businesses and systems that make money without them having to constantly trade their personal time for it. That's the real endgame. Ultimately, this is the simple but incredibly powerful goal they're shooting for. They want their passive income streams to be bigger, more significant, and more reliable than their active income. Because think about it, when your passive income is enough to cover all your expenses, you've achieved a level of financial freedom that just isn't possible with active income alone.
Okay, so that's the what and the why. But how do you actually build this stuff? Let's check out two really powerful strategies that entrepreneurs use to engineer passive income right into their businesses. First up, recurring revenue. It's brilliant. Why sell someone a razor one time for $12 when you can do what Dollar Shave Club did and sell them a subscription? Instead of just one sale, your customer pays you over and over and over again. This creates a predictable, scalable, and mostly passive stream of income from the customers you already have. The second strategy, and yeah, it's a bit more controversial, is planned obsolescence. You ever notice how your phone just starts to get slow and buggy right when the new model's about to drop? That is often not an accident. By designing a product to have a limited lifespan, companies basically guarantee that you'll have to come back and buy the new one, creating a built-in, predictable future income stream. But look, this mindset isn't just for startup founders in Silicon Valley. This core idea of building passive, systems-based income can be applied to all sorts of entrepreneurial goals, no matter how big or small.
Let's take a look. A lifestyle entrepreneur? They might just want to build enough passive income to cover their living costs so they can have more free time. Someone with a side business might just want a small automated income stream for some extra cash. And yeah, the startup founder is trying to build a massive, scalable system for a huge payout later. The goals are different, but the principle is exactly the same. Build systems that create value without your constant hands-on effort.
So the real takeaway here isn't just for people who call themselves entrepreneurs. It's a question for every single one of us. What systems are you building? What can you create, big or small, that generates value without you having to trade your limited time directly for money? Answering that question, that's the first step to really thinking like an entrepreneur and building a life with a whole lot more freedom.